All right, we're going to take a look at creating web forms. Web forms are a way of getting kind of information from your users. It could be a contact form where they submit comments or general comments to the site, not comments on a blog post. This would be also for, say, a survey or a job application or a volunteer application, what have you. So let's go into add content, and once we're in here, you'll see down here down here at the bottom, there's web form. And once we're in web form, we're just going to give this a title, and we'll just call this sample form. Oops. And we can give it a little description if you'd like. Use whatever you'd like in here. Um, Fill out all the information. Okay, and then when we scroll down, we can give it a menu link or anything else we'd like to. So the first thing we're going to do is then hit publish, or we can hit save as draft because we haven't added our fields for our form yet. But once we've added those, we can then start to move things around. So this is where we get all the form goodness. So we have all our extra fields that we can add here. We can add a date field, an email field, a field set, so a collection of fields, a file. So if we wanted, so say it was a job application, we can get them to upload their resume to it. We can add a grid to it. So if they want to fill out multiple pieces of information into a single area, we can have a hidden field. So this is maybe for administrative purposes. You might want to have something hidden to the end user, but when it's sent to you, there's some information in there about office use only, that sort of thing. Any extra markup you would like to add, so extra text or anything like that. Complete page break, so if you get into long forms, you can get a page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. A select list, so like a drop-down select list with multiple with selections, or a checkbox list, radio buttons, a text area, which is just like a full body area, a text field, which is just a single one-line field, and then time. So we're just going to create a dummy form here just for the heck of it. So let's add an email address. Let's drag that on there, and we'll just click and drag it on there, and there's the new email. And then we can click on edit, and we can say this is your email. And we can go down and click save. And now you got an email field in there. Let's also say, let's use the example of an application for a volunteer posting that we've put out there as an example for this. So for the next one, let's choose a text area. So we want to know a little bit more about them. Let's say we want to know about their hobbies or interests, I suppose. Let's take this in. Oops, there we go. And new text area, so let's edit that. And let's say, what are your hobbies? And let's go down and click save. We can also give extra descriptions and default values for it, so if you'd like to fill that information in. Let's do a text field. Let's throw that in there. And for this text field, let's change that to, I don't know, your full name. And let's click save. And let's go and do, what should be our next one? Let's choose a select list. Let's throw that in there. Select list, and let's edit that. And scroll down, and let's see, applying for, and what we'll do is we'll choose the options for this. The first option will be they're applying for, let's say they wanted to do, say it's a volunteer application for them to do, say, administration for the organization. Administration. Let's say they wanted to do, I don't know, technical, IT maybe. And finally, they wanted to volunteer to be a board member. And we can add more options if we'd like to, add another item if we need to. When we're done, we can just hit close, and then we can hit save, doesn't matter. Let's say on our next one, we're going to get them to now upload their resume. So let's throw this down here, and let's edit this and say upload resume, and we'll just take a look here at the validation. So we need to choose, if we want them to upload a resume, we probably want to choose which file types they can upload. So let's undo the web images and then scroll down, and let's choose a PDF because we want it in PDF, and say we'll take it in doc as well as docx, so Microsoft Word. And we can choose any other file kinds, we can choose size and that sort of thing, whatever we need. So let's click close. So we have pretty much our standard format here that we'd like to use. Let's say now we have, we decided, well, we want full name up at the top, so we just drag and drop that full name up there, and what they're applying for is going to move there, and then their interest in their hobbies, and they can upload the resume, and there we go, we're all done. So let's save that. And once that's saved, now it's within the system, so now when we change areas, it's not going to lose our information. Now we're going to move from form components under emails, and we want this to be emailed to somebody when it's submitted. So we can add an email address in here. So let's send it to just a dummy area, and let's click add. And you can see that it's going to be to a custom email address. We can choose what the email information that comes to us. So the subject is all, we'll just leave it as default. We can put some custom subject terms whenever it comes in if we'd like to, or where it's coming from. But we're going to leave this all as default. And at the bottom, you can see that there's all these tokens in here, and this is when the information is submitted, it replaces these tokens with the actual date, who submitted it, the username of the person that submitted it, what the email values are, what's included in that form, and then a URL to actually for you to see that actual submission. There's other things that you can play around in here with, but we're just going to stay with the basics here for now. So let's save your email settings. And now it's there. So it's sending to our administrator. That's going to get the information that's all submitted into this form. We can also send it back to the actual user as a confirmation, whatever you'd like to. So if we go back to our form components, we can see that we have an email address in here, so we can choose that when they enter that information in there, that is automatically then sent back to them as a confirmation for the email. So let's just do that really quickly. So we're going to choose component value, your email, and that's the one we just created, was the email on the actual form itself. So let's just add that. And then once we're in here, we're going to keep this all stock just like before. And the only thing that we're going to change is our header information. We're just going to go, thank you for your submission. And then we can scroll down here to the bottom, and let's just add, this is just a confirmation of your submission to, and then we can do to the site, so yoursite.com or whatever you'd like to put there, and then we can click save email settings, and now the administrator is going to get an email that there's a new form information, as well as the end user is going to get a confirmation page or a confirmation email that the information has been submitted, which is great. And then we can go back and let's take a look at our form, view out our form. And we can see right now that you have our sample form with full name, our email address, what they're applying for, what their hobbies and interests, and they can upload their file. So let's just jump back and we can go, or you can see we now have new tabs here instead of just a view, edit, and some other ones have revisions if you've revised this. You have web form and actual results. So we can actually go back in and change the actual web form itself by clicking on web form and adjust whatever we need to, move things around. We can also see the results of this web form. So we can see that once there are submissions for this, we'll see all our submissions, and we'll be able to clear all the submissions. We can then download all the submissions. We can see it in a table, all the submissions at once, and we can do an analysis of all the submissions. So there's actually a fair bit of information to be gathered that you can compare data and that sort of thing. So that's a quick run through and a general overview of how web forms work. Play around, get your hands dirty, and thank you very much.